My wife abandoned our family for the neighbor. Should I take her back?
No, leave her at the neighbor's house.
My wife, 35 female Xandra, and I, 34 male, married in 2009 and had our baby in 2010. In November 2010, while she was asleep, a flirty message popped up on her phone. I checked it, and it was from our neighbor, Aiden. I went through every single message, which included spicy texting and sharing nudes, and even planned hotel meetups. Oh my gosh.
No.
By the way, this comes from Throwaway32146, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Carly.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in this situation, but let us know what you would do in the comments. So, OP says, this had been going on from the first week of our marriage.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. I felt like my world crumbled in front of me. I took screenshots of everything and saved them on my phone. The next day, I contacted Molly, 37 female, and let her know about the affair. Molly and Aiden had been married for 4 years and had their first baby almost the exact time as we had ours. I confronted my wife and told her I was going to divorce her. She started crying, but I didn't waver. I also did a paternity test on our son because the affair timeline matched his conception date. Very conveniently.
Oh, no.
2 days later, when I came home from work, our baby was crying in our bed and Xandra was nowhere to be seen. I found a letter from her saying that she didn't love me, that she had left with Aiden and not to contact them. I knew this was coming, but I didn't believe a mother could leave her 6-month-old child alone and run off with her lover.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
everything else aside, I would never be able to forgive solely the leaving the baby in the house alone part.
Yes, that's insane. I went to Molly's house. She had received the same letter from her husband. I felt sorry for her as she was dealing with postpartum depression, had a baby just a few months old, and was left alone. The paternity test came back confirming that he was my son. I tried to contact Xandra's family, but they didn't know where she was and were shocked by her behavior. Her father even said that if she ever came back, she wouldn't be allowed in their house. They basically disowned her. Molly was very supportive. She began coming to my home to watch the kids and even breastfed both of them. As time passed, we became like family. My son called her mom and had only known her as mom. We decided to go on dates, got engaged a year later, and married in 2013.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
That's wild.
We had our first child together in 2015. Wow. We often discussed our exes and how we had been disrespected by them. We were a happy family. In 2018, when my son accidentally saw a picture of my ex, a photo after birth that included Xandra, me, and him, we decided to tell him that his birth mother, Xandra, had passed away in a car accident years ago, and Molly took care of him since he was 6 months old.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm sure you could say something.
I'm sure there's like ways
Child-friendly.
to explain child-friendly, like people leaving kind of thing.
Fast forward to 2 days ago, I received an anonymous email. I opened it and it read, "I want to see my son and want my family back. We are not divorced yet." What?
They're not divorced yet? How did he marry Molly?
That's a good question. I knew it was Xandra. I showed this to Molly. She started freaking out and asked me if I would take Xandra back.
Oh, Molly.
I calmed her down and told her that Xandra was an ugly past and I would never leave her. I would never take Xandra back. But now I'm confused about what to do. I will definitely not take her back, but should I let her meet my son or not? Should I take away my son's opportunity to have a connection with his birth mother? And there are some comments, but what do you think?
I would say that if you don't want her to have a connection, to get into some sort of custody thing ASAP, because I feel like there is a possibility that she could claim custody on this kid.
Yeah, that's true.
And fight for it. And now I think obviously he's got a really good case. You left us.
Yes. When
Like,
he was
this
6 months old, you left him alone in a house.
Right. I've been raising this child since 6 months on my own with Molly.
Right. There are some comments. Comment number 1 says, absolutely not. She was toxic 10 years ago and obviously hasn't changed. she will end up hurting all of you so much more than she already had. No, coming from a child abandoned by their mother who only showed up every 3 years because stepbrother's dad tried to convince her that she needed to be a part of my life. Comment number 2 says, 1, telling the kids that your ex passed away is wrong. You should have never done that. Your son, and likely your other kids, will need therapy, or at the very least, you should consult a psychologist to get advice regarding how to tell them the truth. The more you lie, the likelier he will eventually go live with her and believe whatever excuse she gives him. 2, assuming you have an actual judgment that gives you full custody, you can ignore her communication entirely or get a lawyer to send her a letter saying visitation is not in the child's best interest. You can then either wait for her to file in court asking for visitation, or you can proactively attempt to have her parental rights terminated, perhaps also having his actual mother adopt him. Child support doesn't usually have an impact on custody, but a reminder that she has not paid child support for 10 years and that there are still many years left where it should be due can help as well. However, only through a formal lawyer letter, not by responding directly. 3, you might not be able to prevent visitations from happening. At the very least, ask for a very slow progression with short visits supervised by a social worker or a psychologist.
Yeah.
I think that's good advice. Yeah, I think it
Great
would be good
advice,
to
though.
just get custody for like the off chance that the son doesn't trust you and wants to live with his mom. Just get joint custody, so that's just not possible. And we do have an update. Some people claimed that she would have no parental rights over my son as she had abandoned us years ago. To confirm this, I contacted my friend who is a lawyer. He confirmed that she could face a heavy fine, termination of parental rights, and jail time. Oh, wow.
Wow.
I told him about the time period of abandonment and asked what the chances of winning my case were. He told me that if a parent fails to physically contact a child for over a year, 99% of the time they are given termination of parental rights. I had a sigh of relief after hearing those words. I also joined therapy with my son so that I could tell him the truth about his biological mother. I wanted to find out why she contacted me after 10 years, so I messaged her father, who is still a best friend of mine and gives me good advice. I asked her whether Xandra had contacted his family or not. Turns out that she had contacted her sister for money from time to time over the 10 years, but now her sister wasn't willing to help as Xandra was asking for a bit more money.
Oh, no.
Gosh. I asked him about her condition and whether introducing her to my son would be a good idea. He answered by saying she just has a minimum wage job and lives in a small apartment with 3 roommates. Hearing this, I felt bad for her, but she earned it. He said that she would have a bad influence on our son, so it was better not to introduce him to Xandra. Next, I called her sister and asked what their conversations had been like over the past 10 years. She told me everything. Xandra contacted her for money, only for money, because after paying rent, she had no money left for groceries and other utilities. Xandra never asked about my son, only for money. I asked her about the relationship between Xandra and Aiden. She replied, "He is in prison since 2015. Whoa! Aiden's been in prison for 5 years? Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but I felt happy upon hearing this news. I asked her whether Xandra knew about the divorce or not. She said Xandra had no idea about the divorce and still thought that we were legally married. Oh, interesting. So maybe he was able to divorce legally.
Yeah.
I asked her to tell Xandra about everything. The divorce, child custody, my new family, and that she has no right over my son. I told everything to Molly, and she was a bit surprised by Xandra's behavior. I wonder how Molly's feeling knowing that her ex-husband is in jail now.
Oh my god, yeah, because she's finding that out too.
Yeah.
He was like, and I have no idea for what. I'd be Googling that so quick.
She never thought a mother could be so careless towards her own child. She was shocked to hear the news about Aiden. It's been 30 days and Xandra has not contacted us. Family counseling is going great, and we have decided to legally adopt one another's kids. Yay! I don't think Xandra will contact us again, as her sister might have told her about her position legally, and that she would just waste money by hiring an attorney.
And I feel like,
There are
honestly,
some comments.
she was just reaching out for money from someone else.
Sure.
That's what it felt like
For
after that
sure.
point.
Yeah.
It's like weird that you're reaching out right after your family cut you
Yeah.
off from money.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yikes.
And there are some comments. Comment number 1 says, "Wow, this is a really rare one to read. After 10 years to wanting to come back. Based on what you wrote, your ex is just looking out for herself, looking for a place to stay. She's so desperate that she was willing to contact you. Glad that you've done your research by contacting everyone that knows your ex to understand what's going on with your ex. Sounds like you have everything under control with a wonderful family. Please don't ruin it by introducing your ex. Yeah, honestly, I'm glad that you still have a good relationship with your ex's family. So that you can get that info.
It's kind of in a way a very sweet story of finding Molly too. Like obviously that came about really terribly, but then it's like, oh yeah, like through something so terrible for both of us, like we've made this cute little family.
Right. Yeah. It worked out pretty well. But we're near the end of the story though. But comment number 2 says, wait, how can you legally divorce if she doesn't sign? I thought you had to serve them to divorce. Sorry, never married or divorced, so it's strange that you haven't heard from her in 10 years. She doesn't know that you guys are divorced when I thought it had to be acknowledged by both parties of the intent. We had that question too. OP replied, a divorce in absentia. You are never allowed to divorce us.
Never.
Because you have to listen to full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime. We're never going to abandon you, so you legally can divorce us in absentia.
Yeah, we will keep reaching out.
Yeah. But we have a few more comments here. Comment number 3 says, it's clearly supported by evidence that the female ex of yours is not your son's mother, as proven by the fact that Molly was the one caring and being the parental mother he needed. Your connection is thicker than blood, just as you are also taking care of her abandoned child. You are the father. It is great that you two finally can be a whole family and the children are legally yours. Your children will be raised by your values and they will be great children, I'm sure. Be happy together, implant your wisdom to the children with truth, no sugarcoating, and make sure they take the right moral of the story instead of obsessed by blood relation. And that is the end of that story. Wow.
Wow.
I still have so many questions.
I know.
I really want to know what Adrian went to jail for. But
we won't know.
We won't know. But everything that we did here, you handled everything really well.
Sounded great.
I'm happy with how that turned out. But my goodness.
My wife cheated on me in our future child's bedroom.
Ew!
It's disgusting.
Oh my God.
A little background. My wife, 28 female, and I, 28 male, have been together for 13 years. We started dating when we were roughly 16, never broke up, and got married 3 years ago. We had the kind of relationship that others were jealous of, and everyone was always expecting us to get married. I'm Carly.
I'm Angie.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, over the past year and a half, things started changing between us. Some issues came up with her family, and she became more and more distant, both emotionally and physically. She started being protective of her phone and grew closer with a male coworker.
The sign.
No. Long story short, I snooped on her phone because I had a feeling something was going on and found incriminating texts confirming she was having an affair. When I confronted her in early September, she owned up to it, saying it had been going on for a year.
Oh, that's terrible.
They had been having an affair in our home, in the bedroom that would eventually be our future child's room.
Oh my, that is like a twist of the knife.
That's so extra disgusting.
Yeah.
She apologized, saying it would never happen again. I told her that in order for us to move on, I needed her to have no contact with the person she cheated on me with. 2 months later, they were still talking occasionally, with her saying it was unfair of me to ask her not to talk to someone she considered a close friend. I honestly didn't know what to do. I was trying to see if I could move on, but I felt like I could never trust her again. Her choosing to stay in touch with him showed me she was choosing their relationship over ours. She also told me not to tell any of our friends what was going on, so I didn't even have someone to talk to. We have a comment. But do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like it just saying like, oh, it's not gonna happen again. Because okay, that's first of all not enough of an apology. That's like I'm not gonna just take that. And then second of all, like, okay, well, if you want me to move on, you're gonna have to like earn my trust back.
Yeah.
And it's like in a normal friendship thing, like, yeah, you can't dictate who's talks to who in a relationship, but if you already had an affair for a year with someone, like, yeah, I feel like the respectful thing to do at the very least is to not talk to them anymore.
Yeah. She's not going to change because she is not seeing any consequences at all. Tell your friends and family, especially because she doesn't want you to. You need support, and she is preventing you from having it after she cheated. She gets no say in who you can and cannot tell. You need to serve her divorce papers, and you can stop the process after if she shows true remorse and starts respecting you. The reason she should give up the friendship is because the man that was having spicy sleep with her is not her friend, and she obviously has no boundaries, since she was effing him in your own house.
Yeah, dude.
I would honestly advise to break up with her because she is not remorseful and she cheated and continues to stomp on you after you found out. But if you truly love her, you need to scare the crap out of her and make her realize that her husband is willing to leave. And we have an update.
Oh boy.
Let's dive right in.
Let's dive right in. I think those comments were spot on.
Update. After posting a little over a month ago and reading all of the advices, I called my lawyer, told my parents and some close friends what was going on, and told my wife that I wanted a divorce. She begged and pleaded, promising to make things better and cut off contact with the affair partner. We spent all weekend together with her, promising things and doing all the right things. I didn't fully believe her, but I was willing to give her one more chance to try to save what I thought we had. Things were fine for about a month. We were more or less just coexisting, but she was on her phone less and being more attentive. 2 weekends ago, she handed me her phone to show me something, and I suspiciously swiped up on her open apps. There she was, talking to her affair partner on a messaging spot.
Dude. Like, I just don't understand how she can think that she can just do this, say I'm sorry, and then they can just move on so easily. It's like, that's not how it works.
She's just gonna get sneakier and hiding it. She's
Yeah.
going to other places and just doing it there. I flipped out, and she promised he just messaged her, and she told him she couldn't talk. This was blatantly false. I read their conversation, and they were discussing what they were each doing that night. I was again duped, lied to, and deceived. She told me she would finally block him, but wanted to say goodbye because he was a friend. I said it was inexcusable and that she had to cut off contact and block him right then, which she said she would. 2 days later, I asked if she had blocked him, and she hadn't.
Dude.
Yeah, it's over, buddy.
Yeah.
I told her right on the spot that we were getting a divorce and we could either go through mediation if she agreed to every single thing I wanted, or I could get my lawyer involved and I would get what I wanted anyway. She agreed to mediation and we began that process shortly after. It took me some time to get there, longer than it probably should have, but I finally had enough respect for myself to put an end to this and go find a life of happiness that I deserve.
There you go.
Good.
That's what you should do.
She still tried to make me feel bad, blaming me and telling me how awful of a situation I was putting her in. That's crazy.
What? That's wild.
I reminded her that it was her actions that caused this, not mine, and that she had to live with the consequences. I began telling more friends about what happened, along with the rest of my family. This wasn't how I ever saw my life going, but I knew it was a blessing in disguise, and I would end up with someone who truly made me happy. And we have another comment, but...
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's very, very apparent. This is not just like they're texting and chatting as friends, saying goodbye.
Right.
Come on.
If the affair hadn't been going on and you truly hadn't been talking to him, you wouldn't need a long goodbye.
Right. It's like these words mean nothing in situations like this. Like, you have to back it up with these actions, people.
But we have a comment. First rule of successful reconciliation is always cutting the affair partner out. If that doesn't happen, it's destined to fail. I understand it's been a tough journey, and it will be a tough journey when she's finally gone, but you're slowly gaining back control of your life. I think you're at the point to realize that you'll never get good closure here on why. I suggest minimal contact. If she can't move out yet, move into another room away from her. Grey Rock and 180 only discuss divorce proceedings.
Oh, wow.
No more conversations about the relationship.
Honestly, yeah.
I agree.
If you know what you want.
I say make her move in to your future son's room that you're not having. That's where you want to have your affair. You can go sleep there. I'm staying in the room.
OP
Right.
did try to give her a chance, too.
Totally. And she multiple times, proved that she should not be trusted.
We have an update. After telling my ex that we were getting a divorce, the gaslighting went into overdrive.
Oh, wow. Well, points for divorce.
She blamed me, told me it was my fault that I was giving up on our marriage, that it was sad I was letting our relationship end this way, and that I was going to take away the home our dog knew. I stood strong, didn't let her get to me, and went through with divorce mediation.
There you go.
Mediation was smooth. She agreed to everything I wanted, and I received notice from the courts yesterday that I am a free man.
All right.
We sold the house within 3 months of starting mediation. She moved out a month before closing. The gaslighting continued while we lived together, waiting for the house to sell. She kept blaming me and telling me I was mean because I refused to speak to her at all, along with countless other things that only a truly sick individual would think to be true given the situation. Once the house sold, I moved back to my parents for a few months to collect myself and figure out what to do with my life. I started weekly therapy and was able to reflect on the relationship, seeing how toxic and one-sided everything was. I was the one always putting myself second and sacrificing my happiness to try to tolerate her unrealistic needs and expectations. My therapist suggested that it sounded like she had borderline personality disorder, which is a condition that runs in her family, and made total sense. I was also able to work on underlying issues that allowed me to get into such a toxic relationship. And at this point, I feel like I can identify the warning signs. I recommitted to my physical health as well, losing 15 pounds over the last 3 months and getting back into running. I'm currently training for a 10K.
Wow. Dude, you're
Good for
doing
you.
breakups right.
Yeah, getting super fit.
Yeah.
Early this month, I moved into my own place in New York. I'm reconnecting with friends I lost touch with and have started dating for the first time in my life, albeit pretty unsuccessfully at this point. And that's okay, OP. Take some time.
Yeah.
Plus, I got a promotion at work a few weeks ago that I worked my tail off for. I am mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially in a better place than I have been in years, and her showing me her true colors by having this affair was the greatest favor she could have done for me. We have a little bit left, but what you thinking?
I think you're doing everything right. I think this was huge news that you had to realize and deal with, and I think going to therapy is perfect. That makes sense that there are other negatives to the relationship and there are other things that you have to work with.
They kind of pop up after you realize, oh, they're a bad person. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, there was so much more to this.
Right, maybe there were
Yeah.
other bad things that this bad person
Wait
did.
a second.
Oh, maybe I didn't have to put up with all of that, and I won't in the future.
I still haven't told all of our mutual friends about the affair, as I was afraid she would get angry and tank mediation. Now that the divorce is final, I will be notifying everyone in our lives as to who she is and what she did. I guess this was all just a long-winded way of saying that things will get better. There is nothing wrong with any of us because we were cheated on. Try to use this as a launching point for making yourself better and working to become the best possible person you can be. This is going to be my last significant update here, most likely. While I don't think my journey of healing has come to an end, it's just come to a new chapter, and dwelling on what this woman did to me isn't worth it.
There you go.
That's the end of that story.
It's a beautiful way to say it.
That is a beautiful way.
Wow. Yeah, no, great job,
job.
OP. Therapy is working. Therapy
I
is
know.
worth it.
OP went to therapy and was like, I'm doing everything perfectly now.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
is
literally.
great.
It's just like, I have ascended.
This is exactly what I needed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great advice for us all, honestly. I tried to surprise my wife and fix our marriage, but she was hiding a dirty secret.
Why did you have to fix your marriage?
It was Labor Day weekend in 2021. My then wife was in Texas for Air Force training. Wow. We both served and lived in Ohio at the time with our kids, who were 7 and 3. During her training, she'd call the kids and me every day, staying on the phone for hours just talking about anything. By the way, this comes from a lovely viewer. And I am Angie.
And I'm Carly.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in this situation. So let us know what you guys would do in the chat. Then, suddenly, as OP says, she started talking less and less. Still daily, but only for 2 minutes, if that. She'd say she had to study for tests. Then she started missing days completely. After the 3rd time, I called her later and asked what was going on. She was utterly wasted, extremely wasted on the phone. I got mad and hung up. The next day, she said she needed space. Like, was I the bad guy here? We barely talked for 2 weeks after that. So, to backtrack a bit now, we married when I was 25 and she was 23. We had been dating for 4 years before that. When we were dating, she went to visit her friend in California. Her friend had married a Marine and moved there. Well, during that time, she was also going to meet a guy she'd never met before, someone her friend wanted to set her up with. For the entire 2 weeks, she was cheating on me. Oh my goodness. Yep. We broke up for about a year. I reconnected with her and we got back together. About 2 years later, we got married. Oh, wow. During our marriage, she completely changed. She denied me intimacy and affection. When she rejected me, I would naturally get upset and say mean things to remind her of what she did because I knew it would hurt her.
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
that's the wrong thing to do.
Terrible.
We don't want that.
Don't like that one single bit.
Not one bit. If you are denied intimacy, you must accept. We had 2 children. Our marriage went on with hardly any intimacy or affection from her. I would ask her to kiss me, but after our 2nd child, we were pretty much roommates. I was extremely depressed, and it was difficult to get out of bed and do anything. I realized I wasn't the father that I wanted to be, nor the husband, and I sought mental health treatment. Back to the time after we stopped talking following our argument, I thought the spark had been missing in our relationship, and I blamed myself for my depression and anxiety. So I got a babysitter for the long weekend. She had mentioned that she wanted to get away and go camping by herself, so I took it as an opportunity to surprise her. We could spend the weekend alone, just trying to get our love back to what it was before marriage.
I fear she wanted to be alone, not with you.
Yeah. I feel like she had other plans.
I feel like she may have had another camping partner.
Right.
Perhaps.
I went to her hotel on base and talked to the staff beforehand to let them know that I wanted to surprise her. Oh boy. They were okay with it after I showed proof of who I was. I got an extra key card and went into her room before she returned from training. Oh boy. I feel like a lot is about to happen when I turn the page. When I got into her room, I saw a large box of silly wrap on her nightstand. Spicy wrap, if you will. Many empty booze bottles in the trash and on her counters. I also saw her wedding ring in her bathroom on the counter as if it was stored there. I was devastated and in shock. I hid in the closet, and when she arrived, I jumped out and said, "Surprise!" I was still in disbelief that this was happening. Her response was, "You're not supposed to be here!" And then she locked herself in the bathroom. She texted a school friend to come. The friend rushed to her room as if it seemed like I was hurting her. To be clear, I have never raised a hand or even gotten close to it. Her friend left, and she came out of the bathroom. I demanded an explanation. All she could say was, "I'm sorry." It wasn't in an apologetic way, more of, "I'm sorry you had to find out this way." I left immediately, took a car to the airport, and bought the first ticket home. I could only do the bare minimum for my kids the entire weekend because I was crushed. Monday rolled around and I called her. She said she wanted a divorce. Wow, you're the one saying you want a divorce? Yikes.
I feel like it is wild to still hide in the closet after you just walked in on
Dude.
all of that in the room.
Yeah.
I think I would just sit on the bed and be like, hey.
Yeah, I would sit on the bed with like all the wrappers around me and like
What's this about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Surprise.
That's crazy. I was just in disbelief and agreed without discussion. The only thing I could manage to get out was I'm taking the kids and moving back home. I was medically retiring from the military before she would return from training. Her response was, okay, can you take the dogs too? Oh my God.
What?
That's crazy. After we split and I moved back, I did some digging. I checked our bank account and saw thousands of dollars spent at bars and other places during the time that she was in training while telling us that she was studying. I also checked the phone records. I couldn't see the messages, but I could see one number that kept coming up all day, every day, back and forth. That ended up being the guy that she was cheating on me with. We finalized our divorce in February 2022 without fighting. Since then, she skipped her time with her kids twice to go on mini vacations with this guy.
Yikes.
That's a crappy move. Wow. He lives in DC, 7 hours away from her. Wow. We live in Missouri, 6 hours from her. In our divorce agreement, she can come see the kids whenever she wants during the week if she clears it with me first. She just did that for the first time 2 weeks ago. Since February, that was the only time she had done that. When she calls the kids and they see she's in the car or at a place they don't recognize, they ask her where she is. She admits that she's with her new boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
She drives or flies to see him instead of the kids. Last Thursday, she called me and said she messed up. She missed the kids and me and wanted to get back together. I told her that she had to agree to go through therapy and marriage counseling. It sounded like things were going to get better. 2 days later, she sent me a message telling me that she wasn't going to do any of that. Okay. This guy makes her so happy, and now she's engaged to him.
Well,
Does he know that you were trying to get back together with OP?
does he know that she likes to cheat?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Probably gonna cheat on him too.
yeah, exactly, or vice versa even. My life was crushed again. The entire year, I've been constantly crying and lying in bed. Thank God for my family because I couldn't do this without them. I just feel so worthless. I can't connect with anyone I try and date because I'm numb now and have commitment issues. I can't find a job, and I bought a house that I've now had to tap into my savings to start paying for. I constantly have thoughts of being better off gone. Oh my gosh.
No.
Then I hate myself more for thinking that because I have 2 amazing kids to care for. I feel like nothing can go right and I'm going to lose my kids, my house, and eventually myself. I've been talking to a therapist, but I don't know if I feel any different. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm not sure what I'm looking for here, but I thought maybe if I got my story out there, it would bring some kind of relief. And there is an update, but oh my gosh, that's so hard.
That's so hard.
What could you do? It feels like he's trying everything.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where you gotta kind of just keep going through therapy and just know that, like,
Yeah.
it's so cliche to be like, and things will get better. But,
Right.
like, you and your kids will fall into, like, this wonderful new life, just the
Yeah.
3 of you guys, and you'll be so
Right.
happy that we're still doing the thing out there with them.
Yeah. If you have,
And
like,
you'll find people.
yeah. If you have good friends, like, that's a good
Yeah.
place to start. If you don't, like, that's a place to start. Place to start, like, to find new friends.
And I say, too, like, still find time for you.
Yes.
Like, get a babysitter for your kids, go out for the weekend with just your friends, you go on vacation, go
Yeah.
on vacation with your kids,
Yeah.
like, go out and make your own memories and don't worry about what crazy cheating ex is doing with her
Yeah.
new fiance.
Exactly. But we do have an update. I tried very hard to resist. I did. In January of this year, she messaged me asking to get back together. She and the other guy broke up.
Shocker.
She called the kids and apologized for not being the mom they needed and for spending all her free time with the other guy. She also told them that we were getting back together without me saying we were. What? She told the kids that you guys were getting back together? That's so crappy.
Why are we doing that?
Oh my gosh, you can't do that. I told her that she needed to seek therapy and many other things. This was the 3rd time she had done this. She even reached out to my family and apologized to them. The kids and I were going to Slick City the following weekend, and they asked her to come. Friday rolls around, and she tells them that she isn't feeling well and won't be coming. And they were okay with it. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're probably so used to stuff like that from her.
I'm sure.
That's so disappointing. When we arrived at the parking lot on Saturday, the kids wanted to call her again. We all video chatted her, and she was totally fine. She was walking into a restaurant all dressed up. In the background, we heard the other guy's voice. We were all pissed off, and my oldest hung up on her. 2, maybe 3 weeks later, she calls, crying and apologizing. She's asking for me back again. Is the 4th time a charm? No. She explains that she broke up with him again because he's so controlling. She tells me that he has all her passwords and key to her house. They joined bank accounts, and she's deep in debt because he maxed out her credit card after he maxed 2 of his. Yikes, dude.
Yikes.
She said he told her he was flying to see her and that she better be there to pick him up or he was Ubering to her house. I told her to change her locks and stay at a friend's house. Later, she calls and says that she got the locks changed and is driving to her parents' house, 6 hours away in the same town that I live in. She asks if she can have lunch with me the next day. I stupidly agree. I then let her have dinner with the kids and me that night. Then I let her stay the night. No spicy sleep, though. I felt like everything was going great. It seemed like we were a happy family again. Oh, poor OP. She leaves Sunday, then drives back Wednesday for her weekend. She stays over again. I know that I can see all the frustration brewing. Things were not going great this time. She seemed very distant. Her communication wasn't as sweet as the previous weekend, and she barely said anything. She kept asking me if I thought that we could do this. I was getting frustrated because I could see that she was pulling away. I told her this road would be extremely long and filled with counseling and therapy. I told her we needed to not spend overnights together and stop letting the kids see us together so much, making them think that everything was fine. She ghosted me all day Friday and then finally called crying and said she didn't want to try to work things out.
Okay. Well,
This is such a headache.
no.
My goodness.
Stop going back to this girl, please.
Yeah. I asked her if she was going back to the other guy. Her tears immediately went away and she became furious, saying that he was much better than me in every way and that she never wanted to see or speak to me again. Oh my gosh. Something's going on with her. Like, this is... Now I'm just worried about her.
I am getting a little bit worried with how back and forth she's being.
Yeah.
This kind of seems like there's, like, maybe... Not like manic, but like something slightly maybe manic.
Yeah, maybe manic, maybe substances. Like, something is happening. It was such a quick and odd behavior change when I calmly asked her a question. Such a bizarre lash out and choice of words. My son comes home with a new phone from her, and I see that she has a new phone number. It looks like she's also under the guy's phone plan. I bet there's something on the phone, so he has more control over her. I don't know why I do this to myself. More importantly, I don't know why I put my kids through it. I'm still seeing my therapist and told him about it. I thought I was getting better, but was sucked right back into the circus. A few weeks after, I saw my next door neighbor on a dating app. I jokingly swiped, and we matched immediately, to my surprise.
Ooh.
That's so funny. I told her that I was shocked and wasn't serious about matching. She made it very clear that she was interested in me. She is gorgeous and has always been pleasant to my kids and me. We started dating. I made her fully aware of everything I'd been through. She was okay with it, but of course worried about me going back again. I am too. I'm confident to say no the next time the ex asks to get back together. This new girl is great and highly understanding. She's very interested in wanting to know everything I'm into and trying them if she's not. Okay. She hasn't been trying to push me fast into something either. I mentioned that she was already great with my kids before we were dating, but I wasn't ready to let them see us in a different way than just being neighbors. I told them about a month or more later, and they thought it was an excellent idea. My time with her is helping me become a better version of myself. I'm starting to care about how I look more, completing DIY projects around the house, and most importantly, playing with my kids more. And that's the end of that story. Wow.
That's
okay.
like a couple stories now of like the neighbor.
Yeah, right.
The neighbor for the win after like a cheating scandal.
Right, like I was cheated on, and then like my neighbor has been there all along.
Wow.
The girl next door. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, great.
That's
Some hope and positivity for the end.
Absolutely.